Well, welcome back to the Church of Atheism podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so yeah, I forgot how I was gonna go.
Yeah, wow. So did I.
Oh,
I was gonna say I had just know that we both had something really smart
yeah,
and philosophical and funny to
yeah,
say.
it was gonna be amazing.
So yeah, just imagine what your response might have been emotionally,
Right.
and just go to that place in your mind.
All right. I gave a little bit of a
Yeah,
pause to reflect.
yeah.
And if you enjoyed that deep philosophical thought you made up for about us, go ahead and subscribe on iTunes.
Yeah.
No, this I guess the topic for the week is just gonna be more ridiculous religious and or news headlines.
Yeah, and because we haven't really done a news or current events one in a while, and
Yeah.
I mean, really, these days, there's just no shortage of just batshit crazy
Yeah.
stories. So,
That's without Trump.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I really need to have. Oh, no, never mind. I can think of at least a couple dumb things he's done.
Yeah. We'll probably get to him.
For, First of all, did you see that meeting about the government shutdown where Mike Pence was just like,
Dude.
he was just clearly wanted to be anywhere
Mike
else.
Lego
It was
hair
so
Pence.
funny. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did not want to be there.
Oh man, that is so
Like,
funny.
Trump's getting embarrassed and I'm right next to him. I'm on his team. Oh, this sucks.
Hmm.
Yeah, I read faces. That's exactly what he said verbatim.
Yeah.
His face anyway.
Yeah, maybe he's starting to think that he didn't back the winner that he thought.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was like something good on TV, which honestly, in which case I really feel
I'm
bad
missing
for him
Judge
because
Mathis for this.
yeah,
You know he's a Judge Mathis fan.
I'm missing Sally Jesse Raphael for this. I know it's been off the air for like 30 years, but
But
there's some on YouTube I could be
I
watching.
just bought the whole collection on DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did not look comfortable.
God, that was so funny. And then so I immediately like went on Facebook like a day or two ago, and then I see all of these like quotes from Donald Trump about how if the government shuts down, that means the president isn't doing his job.
Oops.
And yet, yeah, that was during the Obama
Yeah.
administration.
There literally is a tweet for everything so far.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Because he can't stay off. He can't fucking stay off social media,
Yep.
and like it's just crazy how anybody else, like literally, probably any other president at any other time in American history, like just the shit he says that comes back to bite him. Well, like nothing comes back to bite him. It's
It
bizarre.
should. And I feel like any other
It
president it
should.
would. For some reason it doesn't with him.
I know. I mean, it's remarkable.
And it's almost too bad because like now that social media is such a huge thing. I mean, Obama I guess was the president when that was the biggest, when Twitter exploded or when social media took off. But like,
Yeah, they had the first Twitter
yeah.
account, the Obama
But how
administration.
much does it suck that Trump's the second one to get it?
Oh yeah, and
Come on.
he's the one to really ruin
Yep.
it too.
I mean, it's such a cool
I guess
idea.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's like a unique idea because the president could, make tweets about policy, or if there's a disaster, he could say
right.
something presidential to like kind of soothe people. And he's taking a very different
Yeah, he's
approach.
taking a different line.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like every time there's been like a shooting or some sort of natural disaster, he gets on Twitter, but it's to talk shit about people being mean to him.
Yeah, it's either the Democrats are mean,
Yeah,
the witch hunt.
yeah,
Did you forget that we just had a massive flood, Mr. President? Hillary's emails.
yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Did you see? Oh, fuck, why am I forgetting his name? I was just reading about it. Trump's lawyer went to prison.
Oh, and yeah, 3 years, baby.
Yeah, Cohen. Yeah, did you see, so somebody found a tweet from him from like 3 years ago or
No.
something that,
Oh,
it
was it the
basically,
Hillary one?
it was, yeah, regarding Hillary going to prison.
Yep.
Yeah, bye-bye, shithead. With the emails,
With the
though.
emails. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one, and naturally I gotta reference South Park, because they've done everything and they do it quick.
Yeah.
But there was like the one where like someone's talking about how shitty the president is, and it's so true too. It's like the only response is like, "Oh, so you'd rather have Hillary? Hillary would be
Yeah.
better. What about the emails?" And it's like, that's not.
Not what we're
If
saying.
that okay, if that is your only defense, then you really have no argument.
No. It's whataboutism, and it's all they have.
It's like, no, I don't think Hillary would have necessarily been better, and that's part of the larger problem. There should be more options.
Exactly.
Even in the UK, like the fascist party or whatever exactly it's called, like even they have a voice. They have
Right.
candidates that run for prime minister, and
Yeah.
it like, sure, that's. I mean, yeah, that is a good
It is
thing,
a good
honestly,
thing.
because yeah,
Everyone has a voice.
not yeah, exactly, for better or worse.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, there shouldn't be. It's the douche and the turd sandwich.
Exactly.
It's that. It's just fucking awful that that's the option every
And
election
it's the only thing
cycle.
that gets served up.
Yeah, a douche or a fucking piece of shit.
Sorry, I got a kind of cold or some shit going on.
Oh man, yeah, I waited a little bit because I had to take a freaking sinus thing because I didn't want to be like all sniffling and
I'm trying not to be.
yeah, it kind of kicked in. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got this nasally type thing
Yeah.
in my voice. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's cold. It's cold and flu season, folks.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't
You know,
get
we're
vaccinated or anything. So
we're out here. We're out here in the podcast trenches on the front lines.
it's hell.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it was allergies for a while, but I was just like, oh no, this is definitely more than that. But yeah, enough about me.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I was looking for this one story. It had I don't know. It had something to do with how it's a great time to be a woman or a Mexican,
Okay.
or maybe it was the opposite of that. I can't remember. That's why I bookmarked it, but I couldn't find that. But what I did find, which was a goofy little religious related story, is did you hear about how the Mormons are boycotting the new Deadpool movie?
Really?
Well, I don't think I think the deal is that because the last Deadpool movie, which was awesome,
Yeah.
like it was so freaking good, and well, that was like rated R, pretty hard R. It was pretty graphic, which is awesome, I think. But like, so they recut it to PG-13, so they could make another $10 billion
Right, exactly.
in time for Christmas. But so it's actually the funny thing is it has nothing to do with the content of the movie that the Mormons are mad at. It's the movie poster.
What?
Yeah, it's Deadpool, and he's got like some type of like angel type robe.
That son of a
So
bitch.
the Church of Latter-day, yeah, oh yeah. Forget that he literally chops people up and explodes people, and
That's fine.
yeah,
It's a good message.
Mhm. Yeah, forget that. But yeah, the way he was like posing is apparently it's mocking the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Blasphemer.
Which sorry, Church of Latter-day Saints. It's just I mean, if they wanted to mock you, there's a lot easier ways to go about it.
Jesus. God damn it. That's good.
Yeah.
I have found one. I'm going to start with my favorite one. This mega church pastor from Greenville, South Carolina,
Oh, I like where this is going.
bought his wife for an anniversary gift a $200,000 Lamborghini.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she's posting it all over Instagram and like really just kind of showing it off.
Yeah, very a very righteous thing to do.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. So like he's a pastor, so one would have to assume he's probably been taking money from the collection plates.
Well, she's saying that he is not only a pastor, but he also does like um
He's sponsored. That'd be
he's sponsored,
hilarious if on his robe looked like a NASCAR.
yeah.
He just he goes to the altar thing to start preaching, and he's got like M&M's and Valvoline logos
Halloween.
all over his robes.
That'd be amazing.
That
That'd
would
be
be
the
so
greatest thing
awesome.
ever. He's supposedly
Today's,
some sort of producer for something else. Like,
today's sermon's brought to you by Deuteronomy and Valvoline Motor Oil.
if you all stand for the next song, brought to you by
Yeah, yeah,
Viagra.
yeah,
Make sure to call your doctor if you stay hard for more than 4 hours. And the angels.
yeah.
I don't know what song that was in the B. And the angels were doing something.
Yeah, they're always up to
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That would be the greatest thing ever. No, apparently she was saying like he also does like he produces different TV shows or like he helps he does other jobs, but nothing that
Oh,
come on.
yeah.
I don't see anyone screaming about how basketball players drive what they do while you pay in money to see them play in arenas and on fields. She wrote on Instagram. There it was. So
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
oh, she got us.
Flawless
Yeah,
logic. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I have
yeah.
nothing.
Except that you know, everything about the Bible goes against that.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, and you know what? They're probably gonna sell like they're probably gonna have just as many people in the seats next week.
yeah. Being a braggart is they speak out against that in the Bible a
Yeah,
lot. So
I remember that once or twice.
yeah, God, people just make me sick. Or it was the rotten meat that I ate that makes me sick.
Could be.
One of the
It could
two.
be both.
It's either society or contaminated meat that I bought from a guy in his van.
You didn't buy any of that lettuce either, did you?
No.
Very good. Because they're both contaminated.
Yeah. No, I only eat meat just to. Cause I remember that one Maddox thing where it's like, for every animal you eat, I'll eat four or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I remember he was hilarious.
God, yeah, he was funny. It was like really weird how he was kind of like not like the first alt-right humorist, but he kind of paved the way for that, except he was actually extremely funny.
Right, exactly.
And it was like satirical too.
Yeah. It was usually close to spot on from like a certain like you could see where he had a lot of great points.
Yeah, yeah, he's like really smart too, which is why the best humorists I suppose are.
Yeah. That's
Like,
why our
yeah,
show is
there's,
so hilarious.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's like, if you're listening, just start giving us more money than we deserve, and then we could get some sleep. And then,
Exactly.
we could sleep in, then the quality would improve.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really, if anybody has any complaints about this show, it's your fault.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. I couldn't agree more. Speaking of
Yeah.
taking in money, um, you want to talk about Milo for a second, or Milo,
Oh, yeah,
our
yeah.
good friend?
Yeah, yeah, our pal, fellow alt-righter.
Yeah.
I did honestly have an idea of like plugging this show on like alt-right forums, and then people listen to it and then probably get pretty pissed off.
I'm down for that.
But then I'm like, and then like some of these people, they just have nothing to do. I'm like, I don't think I want to. I don't think I want the wrath of 4chan.
That's not a terrible idea, though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually pretty kind of funny.
I really thought about that because I was like just thinking. I'm like, yeah, the number one Donald Trump podcast, the number one alt-right podcast.
Oh my god. We probably have to do that now.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I found this new website. It's called, it's really neat. It's called Stormfront. Everyone on there is really nice. So
Perfect.
maybe I'll go. Yeah, I've never gone on that because, like, I'm fairly certain that you get flagged just for visiting that website. Like, I'm pretty sure I honestly read, like, something how the FBI monitors the shit out of Stormfront.
Does it really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember reading
Oh
something a
my
lot.
god.
Like, it was an article about how, uh, like there was a couple like domestic terrorists and maybe like some shooters that were very active on that, and so I'm just under the assumption that the FBI looks at that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and it's not like, I mean, I don't care if the FBI looks into me because I don't really do anything interesting or dangerous or illegal, but like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want the hassle.
My search history is already freaking weird, so
Yeah.
I just don't want like a domestic terrorist white supremacist to be any part of that.
Yeah. You can't tie me to any crimes because I haven't committed any, but the dots might be there just from my search history alone.
Yeah, because like I'll just get bored and I'll just spend hours on the internet just like reading about different things, and like
Yep.
my mind just jumps from one topic to the other. They're not connected in any way. But I look at my search history sometimes and I'm like, oh yeah, that does not look good.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh man.
Yeah, because like I was reading about like ancient like Chinese like weaponry because they invented like gunpowder and explosives and
Yeah.
shit. So then like I was reading about that, and then I was reading about like the history of explosives, and then it got a little farther, and
Did you
then
end up
like
on
from the
Oklahoma City?
yeah, and then like the previous night, which was like the thing I looked at before, but it was like 14 hours
Hey.
earlier. But then it was just like reading about serial killers. It goes from serial killers to bombs to like neo-Nazi domestic terrorists, and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look good.
It shows how many pages you printed off. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It shows my Timothy McVeigh fan fiction.
Fuck man, there's another YouTube idea.
I'm determined to make that a genre of fan fiction.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I think we can consider the hashtag goals is what I'm going for. Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
Again, bring this back to paying us. I mean,
Yeah, you want this stuff to happen. If you want to see me get arrested by the ATF and the FBI.
for a cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah. For gay Timothy McVeigh fan fiction.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call this episode. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, because I'm trying to produce a short film about how Timothy McVeigh falls in love with Dylan Roof. And
I can see that too.
yeah, and maybe they'll do something about one another's fucking haircuts.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I think I mentioned this on the show like maybe about a year ago. Yeah, but there is a very good documentary about the Oklahoma City bombing. I think we talked about
Yeah, I
this.
think so.
It was a while ago, but fuck, it is really good.
Yeah, what is it? It was like our third or fourth episode as well. It's been over. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah, and I never finished it because it went into some just all sorts of shit that I had no idea about. But yeah, it was interesting.
On Netflix, or what was it?
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
What was it called?
I can't remember. God
Weird
damn it.
name for Netflix.
I can't remember the Oklahoma City bombing story. I think it had something to do with the word Oklahoma is probably in it somewhere.
I guess I could try to get us back on track here. Talk about Milo. I don't call him Milo. It's Milo, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what we were even talking about. I'm like completely sober, so I definitely need some kind of medication or something.
Quick drink.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but Milo Yiannopoulos, yeah, I loved it because apparently he got kicked off of Patreon very quickly. I didn't realize he had a show on there. I think it said he lasted like a day or two. Yeah, maybe longer, but yeah. So he got kicked off of Patreon, which assholes still listen to him, so he probably could have made a decent amount of money. Well, it's funny how like now officially, I don't think anybody has anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's plugged anywhere.
Like even the worst pieces of shit on the far right, I don't think even they.
I wonder if he's
probably.
Breitbart?
Yeah, I think that he's. Did he write for Breitbart? Yeah. I think that's where he started. Like most terrible people, he got to start at Breitbart, and then he was even. I think I can't remember if he quit or if he was asked to step down. But yeah, I think he was even a little too extreme for Breitbart. I don't know. Maybe don't openly, champion pedophilia.
Yeah, maybe that's step one.
Yeah. It's like, you can say what you want about alt-right people, but even they have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, something about grown men having sexual relationships with boys. A lot of people. That's got to be
Didn't
tough.
we just do a story about something like that? About, religion and that?
Oh, yeah, huh.
So that's a good look, Milo.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that might have been more my fan fiction.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm getting our podcast and your fan fiction mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, speaking of Milo and Patreon, if you want to help support our show, patreon.com/Church of Atheism.
There you go.
I'm gonna call this show the Sellout Show. I'm just gonna drop as many help us out as possible.
Look, when I joined the podcast union and I worked my way up to local podcast union boss, It was for one reason and one reason only: to get involved with organized crime and line my pockets and sell
Exactly.
out. So if you're listening, Mafia, I'm here at your disposal.
That's patreon.com/Church of Atheism.
Dude, how funny would it be if the Mafia tried muscling in on the podcast?
Ew, hey. My response to them.
Yeah, talk more about sauce and call it gravy.
Exactly.
If I hear you calling it sauce, you're fucking
You're
dead.
fucking dead. Let's talk about religion. And then you put the meatballs in the oven.
Oh, what'd you say about the Pope? Just got some guy in a tracksuit just staring at me the whole time.
Fucking big ass gold watch.
Yeah, we do an episode about the Pope, and every time I say something, he looks at me, and I'm like, the Pope,
Good guy.
he's a great guy. Yeah, that's
9 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pope.
He's good.
Charmer is what he is.
Did we talk about how great Italy is?
No.
Yeah, well. Oh yeah, but so Milo, apparently he's completely broke. I don't know how. Oh, and not only is he broke, so I was reading this news story, and then so he was the news article said that he was $2 million in debt, which is hilarious. And then, no, this was his response. This is how fucking full of himself he is. He's like, I'm actually $4 million in debt. Do you realize how successful you have to be $4 million in debt? That, I'm not kidding, was his response.
Can you imagine?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Oh my god, I have to let them know it's not 2 million. My ego won't allow me to shut the fuck up for a while.
Oh my God, that's just so funny. He's like, no, do you know how successful you have to be? It's like, no, if you're in debt, by definition, that is failure.
Yeah.
That is not success.
You're 4 million failures in debt right now.
Yeah, exactly.
See what I did there? I changed dollars to failures.
Oh yeah. Woo. R.I.P. Milo. I'm just gonna start saying that every time we talk about somebody in the news. I'm just gonna be like, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. John Podesta.
Oh man. Well, speaking of Trump.
Speaking of
yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, speaking of people we'd be better off without. I was so the one thing I wanted to bring up was how Brett Kavanaugh ended up siding with Planned Parenthood.
That was so great.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming
And then
whatsoever.
No, I did not. And then I kind of started to just think a little more about it, and unfortunately, I really doubt that was sincere. I think honestly, with the exception of Trump, there is probably not one person in politics that's more hated by women than Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
And I just, maybe it's just because I'm cynical, but I really don't feel like that was an honest attempt at doing the right thing. I just think he was just kind of playing the game. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be great if I'm wrong.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
That's just, there was just something that came off as just insincere about it. I didn't really read any of his comments. I just kind of read the rundown of the story, but that's just kind of my 2 cents.
Possible. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my guess is like I said, probably the most hated person in politics currently, aside from the President of the United States. Jesus.
It's too crazy. Too goddamn crazy. So no one wants to be his chief of staff.
Was
no
that?
one wants to be his chief of staff right now. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Like, who could blame him? Like, nobody.
Now the dominoes
Like,
are
do you
starting to
realize?
fall too.
Oh yeah,
Owen's in prison. His Manafort's in prison. Lynn's talking. That chick, oh, what's her name? She was accused of being a spy in the NRA for Russia.
oh shit.
Pled guilty today.
Yeah,
I mean, shit's going
yeah,
down.
that's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
who's going to be the chief of staff? Kushner?
yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me if, like, as the walls close in, if it just became the Trumps.
yeah. And I mean, like, I was reading some article about how, and this is just one of those things. It's like, oh, White House insider reports. So you can never really take it at face value. But the article was about how he thinks his son's a fucking moron and is embarrassed by him. That's why he hasn't really given him a job or any responsibilities.
That's why I can't, like, hand off the business because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Nice save.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
and
that
it's for
too.
like, who in the right mind would want any position in the White House? Because after like 2 years or whatever, like it's pretty obvious Trump's gonna say something or do something. He's gonna get in over his head. He's gonna blame it all on one of
Yep.
his staff
Yep.
members. Like this is just what he does. Like he throws everybody under the bus.
Oh, there's zero loyalty.
No, oh
He
yeah,
expects all the loyalty and he gives nothing back.
yeah, like yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I still don't understand how he has supporters.
Yeah, what I like to see is how fucking ass kissers like Giuliani and like Chris Christie, like they both must have really thought they were going to be like vice
Yeah.
president,
Yeah.
and then they just get. Well, Chris Christie got thrown under the bus immediately.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't even make it in, and then Giuliani. You know what Giuliani does? He's like head of White House cybersecurity.
Wow.
Yeah, what a fucking joke. But like he is for sure a guy that probably thought he was going to be like vice president or
Yeah.
something like that.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Actually, not really.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Cousin fucker.
Yeah.
How come more people aren't calling him cousin fucker?
Yeah, they should.
Right here, right now. Cousin fucker Giuliani. That's his official nickname for us.
Yep. Official.
Yep. Chris Christie, what is he?
I'm definitely far from the first person to point this out, but he's definitely Bobby Bacala from Sopranos. Like they look,
I nailed it.
they look exactly alike. It's so funny.
I was actually gonna call him the Pillsbury Doughboy, but as an adult, or Pillsbury Dough adult. That's
Yeah,
not easy to
yeah,
say.
yeah. What a dildo.
Exactly.
I mean, he fucking. Remember when he shut down the bridge just because some one person pissed him off?
Yep.
That's so like. But you know what? Like, if anybody, like that thing alone, it's like, no, you earned a position in Trump's White House for doing
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, that's surprised I didn't get him the vice president.
Like, yeah, the one person that actually proved he belonged in this White House.
I like this guy. He can be my VP.
Yeah, oh my God. That's so funny, though. Like, yeah, he did just get. He really thought he was going places, and then boom, he just gets fucking shut down right away.
Wheels on the bus. Ran his ass over.
It's like, yeah, how. God, imagine how fucking desperate you have to be to actively seek out a position. At first, I could see it because nobody knew how this was going to go.
Right.
But at this point, like, who the fuck wants that job?
Nobody's sane.
Yeah.
Nobody's sane. It's gonna be Giuliani or Eric Trump or Trump Jr.
Yeah, that's like, if you're on a fucking boat that's already sinking, like, yeah, I'll be the first mate.
Yeah, put me in charge.
Yeah.
Chris Christie to the rescue.
Well, at least, like, if it was a literal sinking ship, at least a lot of people could use him as a flotation device.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. We body shame here.
Oh yeah, and it's okay because I'm overweight too.
Yeah, me too.
So.
That's like, yeah. So I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying, we can do that. We're not hypocrites. We're just joining along.
Yeah, like it's funny because like I usually try not to when I make fun of people. I try not to make fun of like like fat jokes. I try and avoid that, but sometimes it's just
You gotta.
it's one of those things where it's a childish thing to do, and that's what makes it funny.
Right. You can't not make a fat joke about Chris
Yeah,
Christie.
about someone who deserves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially after the beach photo. Did you ever see that one?
Oh no.
Consider yourself lucky. I
Was
have.
it when he washed up and then like there was like the
uh.
fire department tried to roll him back into the ocean and he exploded?
Yeah. No, it wasn't that time. It was.
Oh.
It was. He shipped on the beach. I think it was after Hurricane Sandy. I could be wrong on that.
Oh. No, I think that sounds about right. I think I
Uh,
know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the pictures, thank God.
yeah, he shipped on an entire beach, and then him and his family went to that beach, so they had it all to themselves. They had a droid or
Oh
a drone
yeah.
picture from the sky, and it wasn't that zoomed in, but it was still enough.
Yeah.
You could
I
barely
know what
see
you're
his
talking
family.
about.
Yeah, bastard.
Well, at least they're lucky. They don't have to bring an umbrella.
Yeah.
They can just because he's fat, takes up a lot of room,
All
blocks the
right, all
sun.
right.
You
When
get
he when he
you
walks
folks
around
at
the
home
house,
get it.
he walks around the house.
Oh wait, no, isn't that sits around the house?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah.
That reminds me, Weird Al is doing a show, I think in Lincoln, and my friend's kid is like 8, I think, and he loves Weird Al.
Oh
Might
yeah.
take him to that. That might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weird Al's pretty awesome, I think.
I think I grew up with Weird Al. Like it was.
hmm Like
Excuse me.
I got into some debate. It's like it was like, well, he doesn't write like the melody or the music. Like anyone could do that. I'm like, sure, anyone could do that. Probably not nearly as well.
Right, or it's funny.
Yeah, I've heard a million parody songs. I'm like, yeah, even the ones that like I listened to as a kid, still great, still hold up.
Yeah, they're like I was just gonna say that they're timeless. Even though they're like about current things at the time, they're fucking
Yeah,
timeless.
yeah. I ended up like getting into a little Weird Al thing, and then I watched the Amish Paradise video. That's
Oh
so funny.
God.
That was a great song, and then I watched the Gump video.
It is head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of weird internet rabbit holes, I went. I can't remember what. I don't know. It was some like InfoWars like Reddit page or something,
Nice.
and then yeah. So I started reading about like conspiracy theories because like when I was like a teenager, when I was younger, um, I loved conspiracy theories. I probably believed a lot of them, and then like I don't know, like I started reading about something, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna dive in. I want to see what the conspiracy theories are nowadays, because it's been like,
A while.
yeah, it's been like 15 years since I gave a shit to look them up,
Yeah.
and I found a great one that I found is people still claim that Hitler escaped uh,
Yeah.
It's like he was born in 1899. He would be 119 right now. I
Yep.
fucking doubt he's alive, you morons.
I seen it.
Yeah. Oh no, that one was making the rounds again.
Oh
And then
Jesus.
like but what I love is that like people who really believe it are like, no, he's still alive. It's like they can't like it's so funny. It's like not only did he escape the Allies, but he made it to age 119.
He also
Like,
escaped life or time.
yeah, yeah. It's so funny. And then of course, because like and then I was getting deeper into that, and it's because, Hitler was working on like youth serums, but the government, they know about it, but they didn't tell people.
Oh, see now it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, there's always some very convenient thing that
Yeah.
like and it's just so funny. I spent like hours just reading people's back and forth, and then like it's just so funny how when you disagree with anything, they're like, "Oh,
You're
yeah, you
Jill.
fucking sheep. You just believe everything the media and the government tells you." It's like, no, I believe what makes the most sense.
Right.
And Adolf Hitler living to the age of 119 makes no sense.
I'll be back. He's just like the South, man. The South will rise again.
Yeah.
With Adolf Hitler at the helm.
I want to go. I want to go to
Hitler?
Mississippi. I want to go to Mississippi and just be like, so, hey South, how's the rising going?
Exactly.
You guys still planning on rising again? Okay.
Any plans?
Yeah.
How's it coming along?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. I have a hunch. We do that enough. We're not gonna make it out of there alive.
Probably not.
We'll go to the most isolated rural part. We'll just go to the Ozark Mountains.
Yes. We'll live
Just
stream
harass.
it
Yeah.
so that
We'll make
at
we'll
least
make
it
sure to
gets out
dress
there.
like yeah. We'll make sure to dress like IRS workers because they love that.
Or we can do the opposite. We could go like, all right, let's go. Let's do this uprising.
Yeah. Come on, guys, let's rise again.
Yeah, let's go, doggy. Yeah,
Oh,
we should do that. We should do both.
I want to go to New Orleans. I don't know why, but I think
Good
I was just
food.
like looking at like pictures of like spooky old places, and I'm like, fuck, this city looks pretty cool.
Yeah, for that, yeah, for sure.
I would love to go like all around the South. I wish I had money. Then I could just go on like an eating tour where I
Yeah.
just go fucking state to state and just eat.
You want to help Chris out with his eating tour?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Patreon.com/Church of
Look,
Atheism.
yeah, look, I don't want to be alive that much longer. I'm too much of a coward to kill myself. I think heart disease is probably the logical step. So, you guys want to help me out with that?
Come on. How can you say no now?
Yeah, if you're a fan of the show, don't you want me to die a happy man? And if you hate the show, don't you want me to die?
It's a win-win, folks. Come on.
Everybody wins.
See, now it makes sense to post this on
Yeah.
Christian website or right wing websites.
Yeah. Until I get doxxed. And they're sending my grandma death threats. I'm like, oh shit, maybe
God
that
damn
wasn't
it.
a good idea. Yeah, maybe I overstepped a little bit.
What was it Anthony Jeselnik said? If I die because of one of my jokes, that's amazing. But if one of my family members die for one of my jokes, even better.
Yeah, that's so good. Dude, one of my favorite one-liners of his is like, yeah, my mom was supposed to be in the plane that crashed in 9/11, or at least I thought so.
Yeah.
Or no, he's like, yeah, my mom should have died in 9/11. Or yeah, something like that. Or at least I thought so. That is so good.
Yep.
That is just like one of the best, like just dark one-liners.
Yeah, he's fantastic at it.
Yeah, because I was watching one of his specials, like not like a year or so ago, and I remember just getting upset because I'm like, "Fuck, he is way too funny."
Yeah, he's taking all the jokes.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you like, yeah, or like in a band, if you're a guitar player and then you just saw Jimi Hendrix play live, like
Oh,
as cool as that would be, then it's at the same time, it's like, well,
it'll never
fuck,
be that
might as
good.
well, yeah, I might as well just go work a steel mill now.
Yeah, yeah, yep. His Netflix special is so good.
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, should we do the back on topic thing?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Um,
what do you have? Do you have anything or anything
oh, let's see.
more?
Yeah, there's the Brett Kavanaugh thing, the Deadpool thing. Um, there was another round of Catholic molestation accusations, but
It's, what is it there?
it's like, I did actually read it. I didn't really read much of the article, but I could say that every week and probably be right.
Yeah, well, the Catholics are in trouble again for molesting kids, and the
Yeah,
Cubs won the World Series again.
yeah. Like I shouldn't have even brought that up because I don't
Yeah,
really remember any of the details, but it's like I could just bring that up every week and be right.
yeah. Or you could just say when it's daytime, it's blue skies outside if there's no clouds.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I have two news articles that are going to make me sound like a hypocrite when I read them back to back. So let's do that.
Yeah, I'm all about hypocrisy.
Yeah, right. All right.
That's my
So
that's my shit. I'm trying to be president here.
exactly. We're trying to either die of heart disease or become president, whichever comes first.
Yeah, that's why I talk about Nazis or Hitler on every episode.
Yep. Yep. If you want to donate to our presidential campaigns, too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
uh, yeah. The first article is U.S. Christian pastor sentenced to prison in China. Um,
Hmm.
he was going over there, um, basically to just like that douche for a couple of weeks ago went to that tribe and tried to like share the story of Christ with them.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that too after this if
Yeah.
we have any extra time because I spent a long time reading about that tribe.
Did you really? Nice.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
pretty interesting.
So I'll do these two stories really quick and we'll go to that. This because
Oh, you can take your time.
I just want to be a hypocrite. That's all I want to do. So he was over there, and he crossed over to a country called Myanmar, which is in a complete shit show kind of state right now. Like there's religious wars, there's like religious freedom, that kind of stuff in both China and Myanmar, the country. So, but he was over
Yeah,
there trying to spread the word of God, knowing this is going on, and
yeah, perfect place and time for that.
right. So now he's going to jail for about 20. Let's see, how long is it? It's a while. He's already been in jail for 20 months.
Oh damn! What was the what exactly do you know what exactly they charged him with? Like
Um,
the official reason?
he was taking Bibles into the country, and Bibles are outlawed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and he knew that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like as crazy as the law is, and I'm gonna get to that in a second, but he knew that. So don't complain.
Yeah, yeah, that's idiotic.
Like, if you drive 100 miles an hour on the freeway and then the cops catch you, you're gonna complain about the cops?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is a good point. Like, sure, it's a stupid law and it probably shouldn't exist, but this
Just
is
like
not
speed limits.
America and it does exist.
Exactly. So now for the contradictory part. Fox News. China cracks down on Christians. A new era of religious persecution has arrived. I first was going to start reading this. Actually, I found this story before the other one. And I was reading this because I was like, oh, here goes Fox News again with their poor religious stuff. This is actually kind of
Yeah.
fucked up. And I kind of wanted to make a point to um, stand up for religion here for a little bit. China right now is going through a ton of stuff where people are getting arrested for praying, and being a Christian is pretty much outlawed almost. That,
Yeah.
as much as I think Christianity is ridiculous and makes no sense, religion in general makes no sense. I still think people have the right to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like there's now underground churches because there've been so many people arrested.
That's weird.
Yeah,
The idea of like you have to go through some like secret door in some building and go in a basement, in a dusty basement, just to praise Jesus. Like
right.
that's such a weird thing to me
There's some
because
sort of a code word.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I don't agree with religion, but I really don't agree with this either.
Yeah, China is going through a very weird phase right now because it's like, they're a communist country, but they're like really embracing like capitalism and global trade at the same time. It's
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
yeah, they're going through a very weird, like awkward teenage years.
Yeah. They're just kind of swinging all over the place and hoping to make contact.
Yeah, it's like, or maybe not even teenage years, because that's definitely what communism
Right.
is their awkward teenage phase. But now they're like, 20. They're just trying to figure out who they are. Like, yeah, it's weird. But yeah, they have just the way they've like treated Buddhists,
Yeah.
the last like 60, 70 years. It's pretty fucked
Literally
up
the most
too.
peaceful people on the planet.
Yeah.
Like that's their job.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. A staggering 100,000 or more Christians are estimated to have been arrested this year, compared to 3,700 last year.
Wow. Jesus.
So, yeah, 33% increase. Right math? Probably not.
And then
Um,
like the weird thing, yeah. 1 billion% increase.
exactly. That's what I meant.
And then like what's really weird to think about that is like when you're in that position of being persecuted, you just get this like victim like persecution mindset, and then it just makes you pray even like harder or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like weird. Now there's like in a weird way, they're just kind of like justifying.
Yeah, they really are. Um, oh, and there was one point I did want to make about this. Of course, with it being on Fox News, they had to point out that um, the yeah, what is he? Sorry about that. Basically, it's an atheist, um, regime. There's no religion or anything. And Fox News is really trying to connect, trying to make that connection about how bad atheists are, with this article.
Yeah, of course.
It's that wasn't the point of the article, but there's a little segment in here that's what they're trying to do. And I wanted to point out that is the difference between dictatorships and atheists. The dictatorship isn't running on atheism.
Yeah,
They're running to control everything.
yeah. It's about how like yeah, it really is. You're right. It
Atheism is
really
a part
isn't.
of it, but like that's not what fuels
It
it.
yeah, it really has more. It has less to do with religion and more to do with putting your country first.
Right.
Because if you believe in something bigger than your government, then you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So they're trying to connect the dots that, 'cause they do this every time you talk about more people have been killed because of God than any other thing. They
Yeah,
go, what
yeah,
about Mao and what about what about Hitler? That wasn't their fuel. That wasn't their motivation.
yeah,
That's why I actually wanted to bring up this fucking article, was because I think it's bullshit that they're going through this.
yeah. Because
I don't support it.
with all of these like dictatorships, religion is nothing but a tool, and they could use that um, to motivate people, or they could use it against people.
Right.
Just like how we had a whole episode basically talking about how Hitler used religion.
Right. Even though he was atheist.
Yeah, yeah, Hitler used religion to, well, kind of like what the Republicans do, really.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see a difference in that.
I don't either, especially when you consider, all the fucking fraud that goes on. Not to say Democrats never do this either, but when you're taking the side of God or you're God's party, and you have all these like the fucking Trump himself, the Republican leader, has how many things going on right now that are against the law,
Yeah, a lot.
and he's the fucking messiah right now.
Yeah, yeah, he
It
is
makes
their
no sense.
king.
3 divorces. He's cheated on every one of his wives. None of that is godly, but somehow he's Al Trump.
Oh yeah, and then he had like there I read a great quote about how it was he was talking about how he had some business dealings with like some pretty high people in the Russian government, and then wait, was this you that was telling me that like a week ago? He's like, it's totally legal or something like that.
Might have been.
Yeah, I
Maybe
forget
it
who
wasn't.
was telling me. Maybe it was on like the Daily Show or something. I
That
don't
could
know,
be.
but yeah, like yeah, that's what he said. It's like it's totally it's terrific. It's totally legal.
Nope. Like, what's crazy though is they'll believe him no matter what he says.
I know it's fucking weird. It's weird and it's
Collusion's not a
frustrating.
crime. Did you know collusion's not a crime?
Oh really?
Oh, it is, but if you ask any Trump supporter, it's not.
Yeah, if you ask any Trump supporter, their response will be like, "Well, what about Hillary's emails?" Because that is seriously the only fucking defense
Yeah,
that, or the one I've heard the most, and it's just ridiculous.
yeah. Collusion is a crime. Well, what about Hillary? What
Yeah.
about it?
Oh, and then did you see how it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago how Ivanka Trump uh she was doing White House business from personal emails?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Collusion.
she literally did the same thing that
Yep.
cost Hillary the election, and nobody cares.
Nope, it's okay. It's okay. Your leader's daughter did it. It's fine.
What a joke.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe this is what we need. Maybe this is the thing that's actually gonna make people take stuff like this seriously.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I hope so. Because if not, we are fucked.
Well, I said from the get go, I think maybe that's how Trump is going to make America great again, by pointing out every one of our flaws in our government.
Yeah,
Like, we've allowed this guy to be president for how long now?
yeah. He's going to point them out by doing doing them,
Yeah.
and he has. Oh, but Hillary Clinton's email. Oh yeah, you know what I wanted to talk about? This just like this was like one of the most upsetting things was the there was that whole climate change summit, and So, yeah, so recently, there was an investigation into climate change. It was done by like literally almost every single office and branch of the government, like the EPA, like everybody, NASA, like just every like government entity that has anything to do with the outdoors, like participated in this, climate change investigation.
Right.
And the results are actually pretty fucked up. Like, I mean, everyone knows it's bad, and you
Yeah.
can't deny it anymore. There's pictures. There's pictures of like mountain tops from like, 40 years ago covered with snow, and there's pictures now, and there's nothing.
Barren.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
just lakes drying up everywhere. There's fucking wildfires every week. And then,
Yeah.
like, so every branch of the government, like, participated in this, came to the same conclusion that not only is it bad, it's worse than we think. Uh, One of the parts of the report said, like, basically, unless we start changing things, like, seriously changing things tomorrow, we
Right.
could start seeing mass extinctions by 2030.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, they gave us 12 years. Basically, uh, in 12 years, we're going to be fucked.
I can see it.
Yeah, yeah, it's even worse than we thought. And then so yeah, everybody, even other countries, they all came to the same conclusion, except the only government entity that had any sort of problem with it was, of course, the White House, who, last I knew, is definitely not staffed by scientists.
Oh, no.
And then, yeah, it's just a democratic agenda.
Yep.
Like,
The
that's such
whole
a
world's
fucking,
in on it too.
yeah. Yeah, that's fucking, yeah, no shit. Countries that don't even know what Democrats are,
Exactly.
that somehow independently came to the same conclusion.
Fucking liberals.
Yeah, because there's a lot of countries that, are, I don't want to say self-sufficient, but they have to grow their own, crops and shit, and
Right.
they're going to be hit a
Fucked.
lot harder than we are.
Yep.
Oh, but no, it's a liberal agenda, and it's yeah, pretty fucking gross, really.
It really is. Just so people can get, the oil industry can be a little bit more rich.
And then like the new thing is that like yeah, now some people are starting to like some people on the right are starting to admit that climate change is real. Uh, and yeah, so the new thing is like, well, it's going to be cheaper to just adapt. Like that is for real what a lot of people on the right are saying.
Solid logic.
Yeah.
Solid. Solid.
So yeah, their logic is yeah, climate change is kind of real, but it's going to be more cost efficient to just deal with it and just keep doing what we're doing. Like no,
Oh,
we are.
no, he's had a point. Saving money is more important than saving humans.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going at some point in the near future. We're not going to have coasts.
No.
So like, I don't understand how that makes any sense. New York, LA, fucking all of Florida, they're all going to be underwater. Tell me how that's going to be cost efficient. You're going to have to relocate like a half a billion fucking people.
You have to put domes over all the major cities.
Yeah, that's insane. And yeah, sure, we could adapt to it because we're humans and humans rule.
That's why we can do podcasts.
Yeah, that's right.
We're humans too.
That'd be funny if like you see some fish, they just start evolving quick and they start walking on land
Yeah.
and then they just start podcasting immediately.
That's the very next step in their evolution.
Yeah, yeah. They learn how to get far enough inland to make a shelter and adapt, and then they start buying podcasting equipment.
Yep. I kind of miss the water. Our next guest is a mermaid. She's from
Yeah.
what would they talk about on their podcast? What's their main thing?
Uh, Plankton, maybe?
Yeah.
Sand?
What's the deal with plankton?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, I would love like a right-wing fish talking about how the shortage of plankton is a liberal fish conspiracy.
Oh my god.
It's a mammal conspiracy
Yeah,
since
yeah.
whales rely on plankton.
I just imagined for some reason just like a shark, like an overalls and like horn hat, or like
Hmm.
it's a liberal agenda.
Yeah,
I
some
could
Bill
do.
O'Reilly fish.
Yeah, yeah. I need to learn how to draw just so I can draw the shit I see in my head.
I know, me too. God, I wish I was better at drawing. That'd be great. Because I just had just this vision of some fat fucking red-faced drunk fish. Oh, that reminds me. You know what's really fun is to look up on like YouTube or whatever. Just look up Bill O'Reilly drunk. Oh boy,
Oh shit. All right.
he did a lot. He did a lot of television. Clearly, fucking drunk as shit.
Yeah.
Because there was one where I don't even remember what he was talking about. He could barely hold it together. It was so funny.
All right. As soon as we get off the air.
Yeah.
Do we call it the air? No, we can't, right? What's the cool lingo podcasters use?
Yeah, I don't know.
Once I hit stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you had one more story you want to talk about. I'm trying to remember. Christian pastor sentenced to prison in China, and then you went. Remind me after that. It was about me being a hypocrite.
Oh, yeah. No, I was writing an article about your hypocrisy.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it was no, it was about that missionary guy who went to that fucking
Oh
island.
yeah.
And like, no, uh, I was just kind of reading about that tribe. It's just interesting. It was just interesting to me because like they have a long history of like they have a long documented history of just killing anybody, anyone that
Really.
they don't know that comes to the island. Because it's like I don't know. It's actually really interesting because like they're still like technically like a Stone Age tribe. It's really weird. Like,
Yeah.
so I think they, because it's the closest place I think is like the east coast of Africa. So it's like at some point when they figured out how to make boats, they got to this island, and then they were like literally isolated and cut off
Wow.
from the rest of the world. Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
Wow.
so they apparently, yeah, because I was reading about like the history, like all the people that have had contact with them. I I think the Indian, I think that is technically, yeah, yeah. It used to be a British island, and some people, like the British, just stopped going there. I mean, there's no resources. There's really no reason to go there. And then when India got its independence, it became an Indian island. And then the Indian government's official policy is let's just leave these people alone. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, at the same time, like this video I was watching about it made a good point. It's like, don't you think that's probably the best thing for them? Like,
Yeah.
not having to deal with the rest of the fucking world.
Yeah. I wish people would
And
just move there.
yeah, oh, there's a lot of, but yeah, it's really weird. Like, apparently, I think they still survive on like berries and like plants, and I guess they still have not discovered fire yet.
Really?
Yeah, because like
Oh wow.
uh, there's people. I mean, they've been studied a lot. Like
Right.
there have been like a very small few people that have gone there and made contact with them, and like yeah, apparently they're still in the Stone Age, and actually like what's funny is that every once in a while, like someone from the Indian government, they'll do a little flyover in a helicopter just to
Yeah.
make sure, there's still people there.
Oh, that's
And then,
crazy.
yeah, and then like they'll fucking throw spears and shit at the helicopter.
Wow.
But like a few years ago, uh, so yeah, they're doing a really low flyby, and there, yeah, someone shot like an arrow or threw a spear, and it actually got stuck in the helicopter.
No
And
shit.
yeah, and so what they realized is that so there was like a shipwreck that's right off the coast, like right off that island, because I guess there's like a lot of ships go by there, but and then there's like some like coral reefs that are really, kind of dangerous, and people
Right.
get too close, and so there's been like a couple shipwrecks, but there is a ship that is like right on their coastline. So when they found one of these arrows, they realized that the islanders were like scavenging and
Oh
taking pieces,
shit.
and they were using iron as weapons and tools. So like as of like the last decade, they finally entered the Iron Age.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like they're
crazy.
yeah they're that cut off and that isolated that
That's
like
awesome.
yeah they're still a Stone Age tribe. Still, as far as everyone can tell, have not discovered like fire yet. And so yeah, there's been like
And this
and
dude's
then
trying to show God to them.
yeah yeah
Eh,
and
might make sense though.
yeah
They know that little. I mean,
yeah
they'll fall for it.
they might latch right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like there's like and then the video went over like all documented cases of people going too close to the island and getting killed. Like fishermen, like they'll get blown off course just a little bit because there's other islands like very close by that people actually do use, and like it's a big fishing area. So like yeah, there was like yeah several instances of like fishermen like they'll get killed before they make it to the shore.
Right.
Like these people like kill everybody.
Jesus. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
You're just like
yeah.
going for a quick little fishing trip and oh hey, there's
hmm
people here. Arrow. Yeah, can you imagine
But
like you're just like arrow right to the heart. Oh, damn it.
yeah, and it's like, these people have been living their lives the exact same for the last several, couple
Jesus.
thousand decades, and then
Right.
like, or wait, tens of thousands of whatever,
A
a
long
long
fucking
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, a long time. And then, could you imagine though, like people could say that they're savages or whatever, but could you imagine being so delusional that you're like, no, I am the one that are going to save these people through Christ.
Yep.
That to me, like, I'm not surprised that they killed this guy. I'm more surprised that he is that fucking
I mean,
delusional that he thought that he himself could be the first person to go there and
yeah.
teach him all about Christ, and God will protect him. And he won't be murdered before he even gets to the shore, which I believe is what happened.
Yeah. You never had a chance.
No, no.
Like, I laugh at that because that's what I imagine doing every time I have to answer the door and it's like, can I have a moment of your time to talk about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I envy those motherfuckers. No! Arrow.
Yeah, could you imagine like how frightening it must be to see a helicopter not knowing
Oh,
what that
dude.
is? And these people try and kill the helicopters. If they're gonna kill a gigantic flying metal thing,
Right.
then yeah, they're
You
probably
don't
your
stand a chance.
no. Unless you're wearing the Bibles as some sort of prison style body armor, you're pretty much fucked.
Another Anthony Jeselnik joke. It's nice they had a Bible on him when it happened because It almost saved his life. It didn't, but he at least had something to read.
I didn't hear that one.
Probably butchered the shit out of it, but it was a hilarious joke. Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me. Believe me. The,
Okay.
Anthony Jeselnik only tells the best jokes.
Yeah.
That's true. I keep making the Trump president. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't want anyone to die, but you know, how
But
can you not laugh
part,
at that?
yeah, part of me when I see someone dying doing something stupid, it's like, yeah, that sucks. I feel bad for his family and all that,
Oh
but
yeah.
what a fucking idiot.
You have a moment to talk about my Lord and Savior, Arrow.
You know the right way to go about that, and the Spanish discovered this about 500 years ago. Just kill everybody and
Yeah.
enslave them.
Yep. Then you can pass along your religion.
Yeah, then you can convert them to whatever weird stuff you want.
So it wasn't this guy wasn't doing the wrong thing. It was just his execution.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't go in there without a plan.
No, Old Testament God taught me anything. It's that you get your way through fear.
Yeah. Yep. Love me or die.
Yeah. Believe in
Uh-huh.
me or you'll be killed.
Burn forever, for all of eternity.
Yeah.
Aw, God's so loving. Do you remember talking about? Oh shit! Did I just forget about it again? Oh shit! Oh no, the nuns.
Oh yeah. Yeah, how could I forget about that? I remembered that earlier and then we started talking about something else and I forgot. Yeah. That
Um, shit, I forgot where it was. Was it in California?
um
Son of a bitch.
can't remember where they were from initially. I almost thought it was somewhere in the Midwest, but I could be wrong.
What was California? St. James Catholic School in
Oh, all right.
Torrance, California. These two nuns, over the last couple decades, have been taking money from the church little by little to save up and go on a little gambling spree in Las Vegas. They took a $500,000 from the school.
That's a lot of
Half a fucking $1 million so
that
they can go gamble.
is so much money. Holy shit.
You can't go to Vegas and not spend $500,000. Everyone knows that.
Oh,
They could have taken a grand each and call it a weekend.
yeah.
A
'Cause
couple grand.
first,
500.
yeah, first of all, if casinos, they're designed to take your money. If they weren't, there wouldn't be casinos.
Right.
So at least with a couple, at least, you're down 1 or 2 grand and you're not down $500,000.
Yep. Oh my god. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I never
Yeah.
got the chance to get the link going.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
still fucking great.
No, that story delighted me.
Yeah. The only person who could fuck up a casino would be Trump.
Yeah.
Because he has.
Which he
Yeah.
literally did.
500,000. 500,000 of these two nuns. Oh my god. I think that wins. That was the internet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, if they would have gone in their non-street clothes, like their nun clothes? Like two nuns putting down this $25,000 bet on red.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that. So I wonder what their plan was. Like, let's say they would have doubled their money. Let's say they would have walked out of there with $1 million. Wonder what they were gonna do with that. They're gonna just probably keep the different because you can't just put $500,000 back
Yeah.
and expect no one to notice because somebody's gonna be like, well, wait a second. There's $500,000 that wasn't here before. How did that get there?
Yeah.
So even if
Uh,
even if you do the right thing and replace that money, you're still fucked.
yeah. Jesus, man. I've read that. I had to read it twice, just the headline itself, just to realize what exactly it said when I first saw it. It's like, what?
Yeah, no, I read the story, and for some reason, I was thinking it was like 200 grand. I didn't realize it was half a
No.
fucking million. Jesus.
Half a mil.
Wow.
Well, it's 250 a piece.
Yeah, oh, yeah, maybe that's what.
Yeah. Now, maybe they went to Trump casinos, and then that was their plan the whole time.
Yeah.
It's the only person that can fuck up a casino. Let's go there with a $500,000. See what happens.
Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Well, at least it took it away from kids who are going to learn.
Yeah, and I mean, because maybe that, like, think of all the kids, the Catholic kids who didn't get that money and aren't going to grow up to molest boys.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did everyone a favor.
Yeah.
Thanks, nuns.
Yeah, thanks. We salute you, nuns.
We salute you, nuns. I like that. What better way to end the show than that?
Yeah. There's like an article where when they were filming Batman, uh, they were actually filming at Trump Towers, and so like of course Donald Trump wanted to meet Christian Bale, and then like Christian Bale came off with the impression that Trump really thought he was Bruce Wayne. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you read that?
Yes. So
And
he
then
just
no,
kept
then
going with it.
and it was just like it was just like it was kind of something he said, probably half jokingly, that people took as literal. But in the article I read, he was also talking about how they were talking about how Triple H, the WWF wrestler.
Right.
Uh, so like there's a wrestling storyline where Vince McMahon got beat up. And, it's pro wrestling. It's all staged, rehearsed,
Yeah.
carefully scripted and practiced.
Right.
So like there was a storyline where Vince McMahon got beat up and got a serious injury, and so Donald Trump 100% got Triple H's number. Well, because he's friends with the McMahons, because they're
Right.
like Republican piece of shit too, and like so he straight up called Triple H just to ask if Vince was okay, if he's gonna be okay with the injury and all.
Jesus.
Yeah, our president, thought wrestling was real.
Uh. God damn.
Yeah, I read about that yesterday, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta remember to tell you that, and I'm glad I remembered at the last minute.